Hi, I'm Jack Canfield, America's #1 success coach and the co-author of the Chicken Soup for the Soul series. I'm here with Dr. Robert Pasahow, who is a clinical psychologist and also a sports psychologist. And you specialize in peak performance, both in sports and in life. And I'm curious, there's so many talented, bright people out there, and I know you've worked with them as well, that no matter what happens, they work, they want to be successful, but they're not achieving at the level that they ought to be achieving. Why is that?
Well, it's a shame because a lot of those people are very talented. They practice, they work hard, and there's blocks there that they don't have control of. And often it'll show as a pattern in terms of not doing as well as they could do. And they get a lot of coaching, they get a lot of good advice, and they can repeat it back, but somehow it doesn't actualize in the situation that they need it when it really counts.
Okay, so they're getting good advice. They agree with it, but they're not acting on it. Why is that?
Well, they're trying to act on it, but they have blocks that occur, and those blocks are in the unconscious and conscious mind. They're neural circuits. Think of the wireless telephone commercials where you just see these wires going everywhere, and they're circuits that are out of people's control, that they're wired in a certain way that under certain circumstances they just can't do what it is that they want to do or do it as well as they're capable of.
So they've got this internal wiring that's not supporting them. Okay, and I'm going to ask you what I think is the million-dollar question. You're the guy, I think, who can unwire the wiring or rewire the wiring, and how do you do that? How do you get people to actually break through these blocks?
Well, they break through it themselves. I just teach them what to do, and it's actually a very simple technique. It's based on the oldest medicine system around. It's acupressure. It's not acupuncture. There's no using of needles here. But when you stimulate acupressure points, you are working with many parts of any particular problem. How a person feels, how they think, the physical sensations they have, and you reconfigure it. And you don't have to think a lot. You just kind of follow the instructions. And when you do that, and you do enough of the right stimulation of these acupressure points, which are simply just areas on the face, in the neck, the body, or on the hand, things just start changing. And when they change everything. It's one holistic phenomenon that exists. So when that occurs, there's just that interference, that block, the one thing that limits them, that stops them, has dissolved.
So as I understand it, you have a method of using the activation of these acupuncture points, that when that's done with you, in a certain methodological, systematic way, it dissolves these blocks?
Yeah, people call them blocks, but it's not like we're breaking anything. We're dissolving it. And when you reconfigure it, when you work on this area, you melt these limitations, and there is this great potential we all have. We heal, we get cut, our body automatically starts healing ourselves and protecting ourselves. That same healing force is in us to bring out the best in us. So if you remove these blocks, it just emerges and comes out.
And so you do this with sports, with test anxiety. What else does this apply to?
You know, I kind of hate to say it, but it applies to so many different things because people think that it's not, you know, how could that be? But it can be. There's a lot of things where people are feeling guilty about, what they're worrying about, what they suffer. There's so many successful people who are so worried. And they get all worked up. It's like, you know, you're scratching your head like you've succeeded. And everybody tells them that, and yet it doesn't make a difference. So that's a big thing of when you see that it's needed, is just something's just not right. But you just do this method. It doesn't take that long. And what's great is you can learn how to do it yourself. What may have sounded complicated in what I said is actually not that difficult. Once you learn it, things go very fast. Most great innovations, once we understand it, are really very simple and very beautiful, and it just works that way.
Very good. So if people want to contact you to learn more about this breakthrough technology and either find out how to learn from you or actually work with you, where do they go? How do they connect with you?
Well, they go to performatpeak.com. You want to perform at peak, so it's performatpeak.com. You can email me at drp@performatpeak.com. Come to the website. There's videos there, so you get to see a little of of how this works, and you get to see the body-mind connection, which is so important.
Very good. So perform at peak, PEAK.com.
Exactly.
Very good. So if you want to take your life to the next level and not let the internal blocks be blocking you anymore, I suggest you connect with this man and go to his website and take your life to the next level.
Yeah.